Alright guys, so I'm actually heading out right now to go look at another car. It's a car that I've always kind of wanted to get, so we'll see how things go. I'll definitely keep you guys updated. It's about like an hour and a half from where I live, so it's not too far and has decent miles for what it is. So, but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated, showing you guys the process, and hopefully I get it or not. Hopefully we can work out a good deal. Alright guys, so I just bought the car. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It is a little noisy, but I did get it for a decent deal. So, but it is in a pretty worse condition than I actually thought it was. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix this thing up and get it running perfect. I got the car home now. It's actually been a week since I actually picked it up, which when we left after I bought the car, it was pretty dark, so I wasn't able to really film much of it. But now that it's home and I can show you guys exactly what it is, I hope you guys are going to be as hyped as I am about this car. But I do have to say this car is a piece of work. So I mean, this car was pretty cheap. I'm not gonna say it was the cheapest car, but obviously it runs, it drives, everything's good. Like engine-wise, transmission-wise, everything seems pretty good, but aesthetically, this car is like completely gone. So I'm gonna show you the car real quick and tell me what you guys think. Alright guys, so as you can see, I picked up a 2003 Toyota Matrix, and it is the XRS. So obviously one of the biggest things is this bad boy right here. So it comes with the 2ZZ engine, which is in the Corolla Xrs, and it was in the Celica GTS, and a couple other vehicles like the Lotuses, and it was actually also in a Pontiac Vibe as well. So hopping in the car, this thing is pretty filthy, and it was treated horribly. So, I mean, the steering wheel, I mean, it's torn up. Everything is messed up. Disgusting. Needs a really good cleaning. Half the panels are popped off. This car was also in an accident, so I believe they took off this seatbelt because it is locked up. That is one thing that's going to need to be fixed. I don't know. And the only other thing that is mechanically, I guess, wrong with this car is the speedometer does not work. It says that I did run the check engine lights, and it says it is a speed sensor. I'm not exactly sure I need to do some more research on this, but it is the a speed sensor. Yeah, so it is the P0500, a vehicle speed sensor circuit A, or sensor A circuit. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I have read some things about there is a speed sensor directly in the transmission that is like on a gear, and then there are also, it reads it through ABS. So I'm not exactly sure what is wrong with it, but that is what's causing the speedometer not to work. Also as well, and I didn't pick this up when I bought the car. It has 127,070 miles. I have no idea when the odometer stopped working, so this car could have 200,000 plus miles on it. But if you guys are interested in how much I paid for this thing, stick around till the end and I will let you know how much I paid for this thing. So like I said, with all the problems on it, it does have the sunroof, which is nice. It does have a sunroof, but guess what? It does not work. So that needs to be fixed. I don't know if it's a bad controller, a fuse somewhere, because obviously they've been in the fuse box underneath here and stuff like that. So, but I mean, everything else on this car works perfect. I mean, I don't want to say perfectly, but everything on this car does work, except for, like I said, the speedometer. The tach works, everything works, fuel gauge works, temp gauge works. But one funny thing, when I went to go fill this car up with gas, like I filled it up all the way to the top. I don't know, it was like $30 or $40 or something like that. It was pretty much on E. So I put $40 in, and the gas pump just clicked. So I was like, okay, we should be full or whatever. Then I hop in the car and my gas light was still on. And I was like, what is going on here? And then as I was driving home, the gas thing started to slowly go back up all the way to full. So I'm assuming the float or something like that inside the gas tank is probably stuck, or a lot of like garbage is in there. So hopefully they have been putting premium fuel into this engine. I doubt they have been, but hopefully they have been. And like I said, it doesn't overheat. The speedometer literally is the only thing that doesn't work. I mean, even the radio works. So I mean, everything, like I said, is perfect. On this, AC blows cold, especially when in Florida. You need your cold AC. Like I said, it is just a train wreck of a car. So I mean, this armrest thing is super loose. I think it's broken. The shifter is another thing. I don't know if it's the bushings or the shifter thing, but there we go. Neutral is super sloppy. So like, I'll go into first, and look how much slop I have, and it's literally like that in every single gear. So like when I was driving this home, there was literally a few times I missed a couple gears, not realizing that I would think I would be in first, and I was really starting in third, bogging the car down so badly. But and then reverse is like all the way over and up, and then you start getting a beep. So it is the 6-speed manual, which is awesome with these XRS models. So even my Corolla over there only is a 5-speed, and my Corolla is 6 years newer. So like, this car was kind of like ahead of its time before it was a thing. I mean, I don't know, I wish Toyota would have kept making these, but I guess nobody wanted to buy them. And the Matrix specifically has a red line of 8,200. I believe the Corollas have 8,400. Don't quote me on this. I'm not an XRS Matrix or an XRS expert at all. And I know the Celicas can go all the way up to 8,600. So, and I believe you can reflash the ECU and get it to rev to 8,600. But right now, with my speed sensor not working, it limits the car to 7,000 RPM, which is like right before lift happens. So you can't really experience the full potential of this car yet. So I really need to get the speed sensor fixed. Alright, so I figure I might as well just kind of give you the whole story. I wish I would have recorded a little more when I was going to pick this car up, but like I said, it was just a big cluster, and everything started having problems and everything like that as we were doing it. Because I originally was texting that this was at a dealership, so it wasn't like an independently person selling it. It was at a dealership, and as I texted them the day before, asking for some pictures and everything like that. And so they sent me some stuff over, asked them if there's a little bit wiggle room. Asked them if there was any wiggle room on the price. They said, yeah, they could do a little wiggle room and everything like that. And so I was like, okay, I'm very interested in this car. Pretty cheap for what it is. And I was like, okay, so I will most likely come out to you guys tomorrow as long as you guys can send me out some more pictures that I asked for. I just want to see, because the post had no pictures of the interior at all. It was literally just exterior pictures, and that was it. So I was like, I would like to get some interior pictures and stuff like that, just to see the condition of the interior. And when they sent me some of the pictures, I was like, yeah, this thing's pretty, it was a used car, let's just say that. So so then I was like, yeah, I'm very interested. I'll most likely go to you guys tomorrow. How late are you guys open? They said, oh yeah, we're open till 5 o'clock. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go there tomorrow, and I should be there before 5 o'clock. So that way we can work out a deal and take a look at this car and everything like that. And so I went there. I got there at like, I think we left, me and my friend Mike, we left at probably like 1:30 in the afternoon, and this was about like an hour drive away from us. So I was like, we should be able to get there around 2:30. And so we got there. It was like, I don't know, 2:45 or something like that. We got there. I get out of the car, try to walk into the dealership, and the doors are locked. And all of a sudden I was like, why are the doors locked? And I saw there was a note on the window on the door that said, oh, hey, we're sorry to miss you. We are actually going to be out of the office for the rest of the day. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And they're like, oh, well, here's the phone number to call to like try to talk with them or whatever and see, hopefully they can come by or whatever. I guess I don't know what they were doing. So I called them, and as soon as I called them, I asked for the guy or whatever. He was like, oh yeah, this is him. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm here to take a look at the Matrix. And they're like, we're not there. And I was like, what do you mean? I told you guys I was going to be here today, and I was going to be here before 5. And they're like, oh, well, we had to go they were at the auction to go pick up more cars to sell on their used car lot or whatever. And so I was like, what the heck? And I got kind of mad, and I just hung up on the guy, and I was like, I don't even know what to do. And so we went and looked at a couple other cars that were around the area, but I was really just wanting this one. And finally they called me back like an hour later, and they're like, oh, hey, we just wanted to see if you're willing to wait. We can be there around like 5 o'clock. And I was like, 5 o'clock, that's really late. At the time it was like 3:30. I was like, what are we supposed to do? And so I was like, I don't even know what we're supposed to do here. So I really wanted to see this car, but I don't want to wait. And then so we ended up waiting, and we went to go get some food and everything like that. And then we wasted like an hour time, and it was like 4:30 or something like that. And we're like, let's just head over to the dealership, and we'll just wait for them for the next 20 minutes or whatever. And as soon as we pull up there were actually a guy that just got there, which I guess was the guy that was trying to sell the car. And then we went there, and when we saw the car, we realized how crappy this car really was. Like, I mean, this car was like super, super crappy. As you guys see, this thing is filthy, and like, I've never seen a car like treated this bad before. I know it is a 20-year-old car, but like, I've never seen it treated this bad before. So finally, I was like, okay. I was like, okay, I'll tell you. So they had the car listed at $4,000, and I was like, that's kind of pricey. I'll do $1,500. And at the time, like, the guy's like, oh, we're not gonna go that low at all. This car is worth more than. I was like, do you see the condition? This car has also been repainted. It looks like, from what I see, it was like that light blue silver car color, and like, I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not gonna say it's the worst color in the world. But this is painted like a dark blue color. I don't even know why they painted it this color, but I don't know why they didn't try to paint it the same color as what it was before. So yeah, we saw that the paint was really bad. Everything on the inside was torn apart. This car was in, I believe it said it was in 2 accidents. I had the Carfax. It was in like 2 accidents or whatever. And then we found out the sunroof doesn't work. The windows are misaligned. They do work, but like they're very like, I feel like I'm gonna break them if I try to roll them down and up. Like this car, there's just a lot of problems. It is leaking oil. That is another thing. There is an oil leak. I don't know if it's oil pan related, because there's not a lot of oil on the top of the engine. It's more on the bottom of the engine. So hopefully it's just like an oil pan, needs to just be resealed or something like that. And so yeah, I initially offered him $1,500. Like, we're not gonna go that far. And I was like, and I said, they said $3,500. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do $3,500. That's way too expensive for this car. Knowing, because also too, it's at a dealership, so they're gonna charge you a dealer fee and all this other stuff. So I was like, I'm definitely not gonna pay that much. And then I was like, I'll do $2,000. And they're like, no, that's still way too high. They're like, we'll do 3,200 or something like that. I was like, no, I don't want this car anymore if I'm gonna pay that much money for it. So then finally, like, we started walking around, and also at the time, we couldn't even get under the hood. The hood latch is broken down here. It's literally just dangling, and it's not even connected to the hood latch. And I don't know how they had the hood strapped down, but so yeah, the hood, we couldn't open it. We couldn't really verify everything that we wanted to. We were just kind of going off the instinct of the VIN being right, and then like, it's a 6-speed manual, so that's a key factor of an XRS. But I wasn't sure if like somebody was like hiding something underneath the hood that I couldn't tell. So I was like kind of buying this car like almost sight unseen, not knowing what motor's under it. So, and I was like, I don't know, I can't do it, especially not being able to get the motor or the hood open. And the guy tried a little bit, he couldn't get it open either. So I was like, yeah, I'll do 2,500 max, because I don't know what's wrong with it. There is that check engine light. The speedometer doesn't work. I don't know how many miles were on it. So we're like, yeah, we will do 2,500 max. And then finally we came to an agreement. We spent $2,500, and then after taxes, tag, the dealer fee, everything, I think it was like $3,700 out the door for this car. So it was a little bit more than I wanted to pay for because of their dealer fee. But I mean, I literally got a XRS. Like, that was what the biggest thing was. I wanted the 2ZZ engine that was in this. That 2ZZ engine is worth like $2,500 to me. So, and then the car is just a something that goes along with it. So and what I like about this car is it is unique, and we can make it look really good. Right now it looks ugly. I hate the way it looks, but we're definitely going to transform this car and make it into something really fun. Whether or not we just take it and do naturally aspirated, but now I know that they sell a supercharger for this. You can get a turbo for this car. The options for this car are like endless. So I mean, but yeah, I'm excited to show you guys what we're going to do with this car. But probably one of the first things, obviously, is we're going to get this thing cleaned up, actually looking good, driving good. We're going to fix any like mechanical problems with the car. Probably do a lot of the maintenance stuff, because I don't know how this car was treated when I first got it. Like I said, it says 127,000 miles. I have no idea when that odometer stopped working. It could have been 10,000 miles ago, 5 miles ago. But motor runs fine. Everything runs good except for that sensor. That ABS sensor, or the speed sensor, whatever it is the only thing that I can physically see is wrong. Other than, I don't know if the shifter, like, the linkage is really bad on this, or if it's actually just the shifter in the housing is really bad. But other than that, I mean, it stays in gear. Car runs really good. Idles really good. That is one of the biggest things I was looking for. It's just the shifter feels like crap. I mean, it's like sloppy. Yeah, so that's my Matrix. Hope you guys are gonna love the build on this. I know the Corolla, I'm kind of wrapping things up with it. I'm getting closer to where I want it, but that Corolla still has a lot more things to do to it. Like I said, we still got to finalize the turbo. We still got to finalize a bunch of other things. I have more stuff for the Corolla. I definitely want to get the Corolla vinyl wrapped and make it change the color. I don't know if I want to, I mean, like I said, I got a lot of other things I got going on with the Corolla, but I just wanted to get this car so that way we had another project on the channel. And I want to stick with Toyota. I want to stick with like some of the fun stuff Toyota offered like in the past. Because I know obviously Toyota just gets a rap for like, they're a reputable, or they're a reliable car, but they're not a sports car. But I feel like my Corolla back there definitely has shown that it is not just a reliable car, it can be a nice sports car as well. So, and that's what I want to do with this Matrix. I know it's not the best sports car out there. It is top heavy. It is more like a hatchback, but I like the hatchback design. Like this design in particular, I hate it, but I think we can make this car look amazing as it is. And I have seen some pretty clean XRS Matrix out there before, so but what I like is the options are completely endless with this car. Versus the Corolla, there's not a lot of aftermarket stuff out there for it, but versus the XRS Matrix and just the XRS motor in general, there's a lot more things to go on to it. So, but yeah, so in total, I bought the car. The car final price was $2,500, and I paid $3,700 after taxes, tag, dealer fee, and everything like that. So, was it a good deal? I'd say it was pretty good. Because I haven't seen any other XRSs out there that are like, a lot of them I see out there are like 180, 190,000 miles, and they want like $7,000-8,000 for it, and they're not even in that good of condition. I mean, obviously they're in better condition than this car is, but not nearly like pristine condition. A lot of them have paint fade, a lot of them have like needing paint. Also, a lot of other ones too. This car looks like it has not been modified at all, which is nice. I mean, it has this, whatever the shift knob is, I don't know, this thing's ugly and gross, but it has a shift knob. But engine wise, looks like it is like never been touched before, so that is a plus. And a lot of the other ones I did see all had exhausts, all had like intakes and everything like that. So I'd rather not have a car that was like beaten on. But yeah, all in all, that is pretty much a wrap for this car. Like I said, probably in some of the next videos, I'm going to be cleaning this up, trying to fix a lot of the other stuff, and get this car looking like perfect again. We're going to get this thing showroom quality, give it the love that it needed, because it's like everybody looks at this Matrix as it was just another Matrix on the road, but really it's not. It was a special car back in the day. So, and I want to bring that back. I don't want to like make it completely OEM, but I do want to get it looking good, driving good, and then we will start modifying it and getting this car like to be a really nice, fun car. Whether or not we make it a track car or just a fun street car or not. But if you guys stuck around to the end of the video, that's awesome. Thank you guys. But if you guys know any like quick fixes or anything about the Matrix, please drop a comment down below. So I am completely new to this stuff. I'm completely new to the 2ZZ. If there's anything I need to look for, tell me about it. If also you guys have a sunroof, why doesn't my sunroof work? Why doesn't my odometer work? How do you fix that speed sensor? If you guys have any of those down below, because I know you guys, a lot of you guys who follow me have the 9th gen Corollas and stuff like that. So if you guys, this is practically a 9th gen Corolla just in a hatchback form. So if you guys have anything, let me know, so we can try to get this fixed as fast as possible without doing a lot of tedious work that is not needed. That would be very great. Just comment down below what your favorite XRS model was, because I'm very curious. Do you like the Matrix? Do you like the Corolla? Do you like the Celica GTS? The Pontiac Vibe was another one, the GT Pontiac Vibe. Or like, just comment down below which one your favorite is, and what you guys want to see with this car, because I definitely want to get this thing running perfect. But yeah, the motor runs like flawlessly. I have no complaints about it. I have seen some things like this is rattling and broken off the bracket over there. A couple other things. I don't know if the Matrix came with an engine cover or not, but it's missing if they did. This is the hood latch right here that I need to fix, because I literally had to unbolt the hood latch out of these 3 spots so I can actually lift the hood up, because I couldn't lift the hood up at all. But yeah, and here's the color of the car. It is like a blue, and it's the crappiest paint job I have ever seen. There's overspray on everything. They painted interior the door jambs, but like they didn't even mask it off nicely or whatever. It's just like the paint coverage is horrible. They got overspray here. Paint is peeling here. The back of the car looks pretty gross. I don't know, I'm guessing the spare tire is here. Needs to get put back away. A bunch of like gravel and dirt, a light bulb. They literally painted over the emblems. And the back seat's not like terrible, but like, okay, here's the seatbelt. Here is all this trim, everything like that, the parts and stuff like that in there. But yeah, that's pretty much this car in a nutshell. Pretty dirty. Definitely gonna have to clean all this junk out of here, but it is a Matrix, so it is. It is definitely going to be a fun car to drive.